not worth the trouble.
Welcome back, Alliance members. At some point in our bad movie adventures, we've all said to ourselves, I sure wish I could see the bad guy from Cobra make out with Oliver Reed. Well, you're in luck. Today we are rating one of the High Council's favorite movies of all time, and let me tell you this, it is one hell of a lot of fun. We've got 80s cheese, stupidity galore, drunken Oliver Reed terrorizing the cast, and jiggling boobies. We've recently gained more than, well, a handful of subscribers, but we're still below 500. If you want to see why people are always commenting that we're a very underrated channel and would like to see us keep going, you know what to do. We really appreciate it. And now, strap in for Hired to Kill. Once again, I am joined by the High Council of Cinematic Crap. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Outstanding.
Very well.
How was Hired to Kill?
Ooh.
Confusing, yet horny.
Yeah.
Speaking of horny, we are once again going to play Marry, Kill. But this time, we are going to use three of the biggest cast members from Hired to Kill. Starting off with the star, Brian Thompson. What do we know him from? We know him from Cobra.
Mortal Kombat 2, in which he portrayed Shao Kahn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I think.
Our second contender for Marry, Fuck, Kill is the lovely, the charismatic George Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen. He is most well known for Cool Hand Luke. But these days, probably more people recognize him from the Naked Gun. He's been in a bunch of terrible movies, too, that we've watched. And then, last but not least in our Marry, Fuck, Kill journey here is the intoxicating Oliver Reed. Yes, give it up for Oliver Reed.
Absolutely magnificent.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen an Oliver Reed movie that I haven't liked. If you don't know who Oliver Reed is, he was kind of famous for being a drunk. In fact, he drank himself to death on the set of Gladiator, which is really sad. We could do a whole video just on Oliver Reed. He's drunk in this movie. He's drunk in every movie. It's actually kind of sad, but this is my favorite drunken clip of Oliver Reed.
I was over the world. I was moving around. Baby down, one time. Close the wall by the other guys.
Marry, Kill,
okay. Marry George Kennedy. He'd be, nice to just sit by the fire and talk about your day. I'm gonna have to Oliver Reed and kill Brian Thompson. That's almost a coin flip.
I've heard of that maneuver, yeah.
the old coin flip. Prince Albert.
I'm going to marry Oliver Reed, I think, because he's probably not going to be around much longer, given his drinking habits, so it's not too much of a commitment.
Definitely. I got bad news for you, Albert.
What? Definitely fucking Brian Thompson. I, for one, appreciate his manly physique and his rock-hard man-teats that are on display throughout this film. Just can't be bothered to put a shirt on at any given moment. Just keep him bag over his head, I'm going to have to kill George Kennedy, unfortunately. He's the best actor in this film, but it's clear that he's not getting the respect, and I just can't abide.
Oliver Reed, he has a castle, bought like a very old English estate.
So he's got a cool castle, and he's always working because he likes to work a lot. So I could have the castle.
Pay for his castle.
Let's pay for his castle.
Shitty
So
movies.
Yeah. So Brian Thompson of the three men is the more attractive, I guess you could say. Plus, it would be fun to like really just solidify his homophobia of his character and really, give it, take it home.
Solidify.
Yeah.
Fully turgid, even.
Congeal.
Yeah.
And George Kennedy, he's Weasley character in this movie.
As far as marrying goes, I'm gonna go with Oliver Reed because I'm a functioning alcoholic, so the two of us would just drink ourselves to death, which is pretty much the only option.
Cheers.
I would kill Brian Thompson. The fact that he has no neck just kind of creeps me out. Terrible actor. Yes. Total turn off. And then that leaves George Kennedy for no other reason that I think he probably has really nice tits.
Here.
All right, so we haven't done this in a while. Let's watch trailer. How's that sound? Here's another Mediterranean film because Hired to Kill took place in Greece. This one's Turkish, though. They make a lot of good movies there, right?
Yeah.
Benim adım HOMOTI. Maymun. Kedi midir nedir o öyle?
A monkey or a car?
Ooh,
Look at the ass on it.
Hey, HOMOTI's got some back.
He could be a guard in Cyprus.
Oh, what the? Hey, nice strike, dude.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm so lonely.
So lonely. Oh, not the tears. That's terrifying.
Oh no!
Oh, the Invisible Woman.
What?
Oh,
it's like that scene from Wild at Heart.
Yeah.
Give us
the zipper.
Wow.
God, what a fucking this is
that looks terrible.
A whole night.
Wow.
Eroticism. God,
that's terrifying.
Let's sum up Hired to Kill. There are many layers to this blooming onion, and we tasted them all, whether we liked it or not. This entire movie was funded, produced, and shot in Greece. You don't see that too often. Basically, there's a group of sexy mercenaries. They go undercover as a sexy fashion shoot photographer with a bunch of models.
Look at the audience as if every man was your lover and take a slight bow.
Overthrow a dictator in the fictional island of Cyprus in the Mediterranean, and it's even more ridiculous than it sounds.
Brian Thompson plays, I think his name's Frank Ryan in the film, and he's supposed to be a tough as nails sort of mercenary operative, CIA, I don't know what. He's got to portray a gay male who's a fashion designer and photographer, I think. Call him a faggot right off the bat.
You want me to be some faggot designer? Faggot. Yes. That's very good.
Oh.
I know. That's why I have these pearls. Always keep them at the ready. Just the clutch.
Clutching your uncle's pearls.
Right.
Who gave those to you?
Yeah, this is my uncle bequeathed me this pearl necklace. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was a rite of passage as I ascended into my manhood.
It's a Cyprian tradition.
A Cyprian tradition.
Hey, go. I interrupted you. Please.
Oh, it's just the misogyny's off the charts. It's like it's so gay. Like when you're so gay, you can't even be around women because that would be too gay.
Personally, I think it's the perfect plan.
Nothing is perfect when women are involved.
It's like that level of homophobia. Also, like they portray him as gay by making him sure he's clean shaven, has a little bit of lip gloss, and like some mousse in his hair, and the most hideous boots you've ever seen. Like
the eyeliner.
Yeah. Oh, and just a little
eyeliner.
hint of eyeliner. Wouldn't know anything about that myself. But it's like these boots came from like the dumpster bin at the thrift store or something. It's like that pair at Goodwill that just nobody wants.
Those fucking boots.
They really are quite impressive.
Oh my god.
With the slacks tucked into them.
With the slacks tucked in. They're not like
Super
tall
gay.
boots. They're just little, like, seriously. And then he makes out with Oliver Reed in a game of Who's Got the Mustache?
I just want to make a blanket statement about Brian Thompson that he is not a leading man. He couldn't carry this film. That he had George Kennedy and Oliver Reed acting circles around him while he monotonely delivered all of his lines.
23 PLO head honchos in 5 short months, and the world stops hearing about Jericho.
Yeah, he's like the hottest guy on the
Right.
football team so long as he wears his helmet.
Nice.
He would probably agree with this. Best left to be playing the villain or the side
Leading
guy.
bad
perfect,
guy.
right?
Absolutely.
Leading bad guy. Yep.
All day long.
Like, he was
Yeah.
great in Cobra.
Cobra.
My God, was he?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Brian Thompson. I'm not even gonna lie. I think he's a great character actor. But when he does this thing where he's trying to be serious in some of these scenes where he like clenches his jaw and flares his nostrils, and I swear it looks like he's about to throw up.
And to be fair, his character was not written with a lot of depth.
And one more thing. I don't like working with women.
Every line that came out of his mouth was, I hate women, I hate men, I hate humans, I hate everybody.
As usual, Oliver Reed drinks his way through every scene. I think I made a comment at one point that, you know, what he was drinking was clearly not prop wine. And it was probably, you know, they probably had to shoot the scene 10 or 20 times just so he could keep going. And, you know, he probably got drunk, passed out on the beach because he was just bright red during the film. So, you know, extra layer to the infiltration, right?
Hey, give me another bloomin' onion right here. I just got another layer.
Peel it off.
Yeah. So yeah, I was actually confusing this film with another film where Oliver Reed played a dictator who drank a lot and also wore a lot of khaki. There's actually like maybe 5 to 7 movies where he plays some sort of dictator. One even involves, I kid you not, a movie where Saddam Hussein was involved in the production.
Yeah.
You know, he trained with the best, I guess.
It is. Oliver Reed lights up the room when he enters. Just that's
Any
all you
movie.
need to say about him. Any movie.
Yeah.
Live and let live, huh?
The effervescent George Kennedy. This has got to be at least the 4th or 5th absolutely dreadful film that we've seen him in. So we know that he was collecting some paychecks before he hit the Naked Gun fame.
And starring Academy Award winner Jose Ferrer.
Bring in that floating fat man, the Baron.
From the best Dune ever.
Also, there was a crew member that was killed in a helicopter stunt. Okay, enough of this bullshit. Let's rate this film. So I have condensed the categories for our rating down just to shorten things up a little bit, but it's all there. Our first category is going to be performances. Instead of just rating on bad acting, we're gonna rate how much we enjoyed everybody's performance. If somebody's performance was so bad that it was good, then that's going to contribute to how much you liked it.
Oliver Reed is always kind of fun to watch just because it's fun to imagine what his breath must smell like when he's in these scenes with these other actors.
all the different odors that have gathered in that giant broom.
And that walrus stash. Yeah. That is a cookie duster if I ever saw one. Brian Thompson's performance, it's just a snooze fest every time he's got anything to say. Except for when he's firing a machine gun and you see his massive man peck jiggling like that. It's probably the best part of the best part of the movie for me. best performance probably has to go to George Kennedy. He was easily the easiest to watch.
Oh, yeah, I wake you up, Dad. Cecil, how are you? Wonderful.
He was easily the easiest to watch, despite the nose hairs.
What was up with the nose hairs in this? What the fuck was that all about?
On more than one occasion.
Super close up.
Yeah.
You have a lot of older actors, you're going to have nose hairs. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I will say about Brian Thompson, his performance is definitely so bad, it's good.
Goodbye, Sheila. We'll miss you.
Every scene he's in just makes me frickin' laugh out loud because it's so outrageous, and he's got terrible posture and no neck.
The just totally by the numbers hokiness of each of the women on Brian Thompson's team to be totally entertaining.
They were given very generic, stupid dialogue, but they did their best.
Hey, Sibby.
How would you rate the performances in this?
Give it a 6.
I'll give this one an 8.
I'm going full 10 on this.
I'm with you there on the 10. There was a lot of good deaths and falling out of windows in this.
You know what? Change mine to an 8.
All right. There we go.
You convinced me.
That's all right. We changed up the categories, so we're getting all used to it. All right, so our next category is stupidity. This kind of goes hand in hand with ineptitude that we used to score before. This includes everything. The script is now included. Having a fashion photographer and a gaggle of models going to a newly dictatorship to put on a fashion show to infiltrate is stupidity at its highest core. It was like the silly roll in the dirt that one of the girls does. There's a scene where one of the girls throws a grenade.
The two of them. They both do.
It lands like 10 feet in front of her.
It's right on par with like an episode of the A-Team that just like got trashed, like they didn't pass the QC. Is what this felt like to me.
They're in the country. They're on the mission. Like they're, one slip up and they're all dead. And that's when the women start to like have a real like hatred for each other from past grievances.
Honey, come on, kid, let's play some more.
You know what's the trouble.
Maybe he was justified in hating working with women because they all just end up getting catty and slapping each other around in the pool.
The assembling of the team was particularly stupid, I thought, where they go to Turkey to get one girl out of a prison, then they go back to California to San Quentin to get somebody else, then they go back to Europe to get somebody else. And it's like, what's the time scale here? Yeah, that was.
Meanwhile, Oliver Reed is drinking himself to death and overthrew his own dictatorship.
And the training was just so, really stupid.
Dressing and makeup were like the hardest part for everyone. Like there's like every moment Brian Thompson is like trying to tie a tie. He's like, ooh, like it's a fucking tie. Like what? And the women are like lipstick. Like
if we hadn't had the training sequence, then we wouldn't have had jiggly machine gun boo, which is the greatest thing ever. Really is.
Just so fun.
I knew there were going to be some jiggly boobs in this, but
you didn't think it'd be on a guy.
They didn't think it was Brian
the best ones to be on the leading man.
Right. If only George Kennedy's boobs were jiggling in that scene. Man,
one can dream, can't we?
God, I'm so glad I married that man.
Yeah, I'm glad you married him too. All right, let's give our scores for the stupidity. I'm going to go with a full 8 on this.
An 8. I think it definitely could have been stupider. There were some things that kind of made sense.
I'd kick it up a notch and then give this one a 9 for stupidity.
I'm going to stick with the 8. date group. Yeah.
What was that extra point for you, Prince Albert?
The Casio decoder sequence, probably.
Yeah. TWA. Flight 492. 2 seats, first class. Fine. You take care of yourself. Kiss mother for me.
TWA Flight 215. Give mom a kiss.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That was very stupid. What the fuck?
So there are two like just bizarre moments with Oliver Reed. So there's like the early fashion show.
Say.
And Oliver Reed is sitting next to a businessman, we assume, who looks like the current governor of Texas. And we don't know what he's saying, but he's saying something. And there's a moment where the businessman looks at him like Oliver Reed just like suggested they go like kill a basket full of kittens. And he gives him this look, and Oliver Reed's like, "Oh, sorry, I guess I guess that's not your thing." Okay. Then we all were like wondering that scene. He's trying to understand why Brian Thompson's character is gay. He's like,
"You find my Anna very beautiful."
Please forgive me, but my sensual tastes lie in other areas, so to speak.
Does nothing here interest you? And he's like undressing her, and the look on her face is like she's like, this should not be happening. And it's like maybe this was not in the script at all, because like her expression was just like total like, please stop doing this.
Even Brian Thompson looked horrified.
It was like uncomfortable to watch.
I can't help but imagine that he just shows up drunk and he's just super bored and he's just fucking with everybody. I'm gonna take her top off in this scene.
I'm gonna make
he's
him
leaning over
straight.
to that guy,
right?
Leaning over to the actor, going, "Hey, I killed a hooker last night."
Let's not forget the sex scene between the two characters where there's just no relationship whatsoever, no chemistry, no nothing. In fact, they're angry at each other, and they're like,
You're hurting me.
I thought you liked to hurt.
Stop.
We're all whores, Ms. Perry. We just sell it in different ways.
and the next thing you know, they're banging on a desk.
Rips her clothes off with a knife, and then fucking Zamfir Master of the Pan Flute starts playing.
But all we really see is just drops of nose sweat falling on her forehead.
The most intense lighting in this entire
Falling into
film.
that giant freaking divot in the middle of her head.
Doing this modeling on an escalator that's in some mall. That doesn't seem to fit with the setting that they've portrayed of this island nation. Doesn't fit in with everything else we see of castles and, old buildings and stuff.
A side character from the Resistance that kind of shows up halfway through the movie, this French dude. At some point during the filming of this movie, he has a giant cold sore that broke out on his lip.
The
And
security
as
guard.
hard as they tried to hide it with makeup, they only just highlighted it more, just made it stand out even more. And when you shoot a movie, you don't shoot everything chronologically. So one scene he would show up and his mouth would look completely normal. The next shot he would show up and it looks like frickin' Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon had spent 3 hours on his lip. It's obviously a giant scab covered up with white makeup that is not the same color as his lip.
I feel like there's some silver in
It's
there
like
too.
almost
Yeah.
every other scene, we're just watching for it. It's like, there it is. Oh, it's gone. There it is. Ah!
I mean, that cold sore is like the samurai cop wig of this movie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my god! No. We couldn't find a makeup artist in Greece that could handle cold sores. Because I guarantee you almost every makeup artist in Hollywood has conquered that fucking mountain with ease.
In their defense, the makeup budget got blown on the mustache. Oliver Reed's mustache.
You know he was hiding all his cold sores.
Maybe that's why he had the mustache.
Oh God, that's hilarious. All right, let's give our scores. I don't think I can go lower than an 8 on this for what the fuck.
I'm going to give this one an 8, mainly just because I've seen some things that are weirder, but not by much.
I'm going to give it a solid 10.
Hey. I am just a hair off a 10 out of 9.
Overall fun.
I think my favorite thing about this movie was the hideous fashion that they had on display for these supposed models. I mean, like, this is stuff you find at like the clearance rack at the TJ Maxx, and like, that's on a good day. This is glamour shots realness to the nth degree.
Each of the women having these like particular little personality quirks, and they're just going out of their way to be like, this is the mute one, this is the explosives one, this is the fiery redhead, this is, you know, it was great.
This little piggy went to market.
Everything takes a back seat whenever Oliver Reed is on screen. He is just pure danger. When he's on the screen, you don't know if he's gonna frickin' pull a knife on someone, take a dump in the middle of the set, or die. Super fun, super charming with 80s. Love the cast. Perfect 10 for me.
Solid 10.
Also, 10.
I'll finish you off as a solid 10. If you want to pick a horrible movie that you'll have a good time laughing at, this will do the trick.
All right, just really quick to give our final scores on everything. Performances averaged out to a 9. Stupidity came out to a 8.25. What the fuck was an 8.75. Overall fun was a perfect 10 for a final extremely solid score of 9. Wow. Well deserved. We had said this is one of our favorite movies of all time. It's got so much.
I hope I speak for us all when I say that one of our favorite things about the whole movie was Machine Gun Boob.
Yeah! Did we all go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, we all went. So you know what that means? The end. All right. That's good.
Hell
Short
yeah.
and sweet.
Fuck
Short
yeah.
and sweet.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, even though we recorded for over an hour.